Welcome back to Night Rhythm. Tonight we're exploring circadian rhythms, your body's internal timekeeper. You'll learn how light, temperature, hormones, and daily habits synchronize your sleep, why disruption feels so severe, and practical adjustments you can apply immediately to realign your biological clock and improve recovery, focus, and mood. Circadian rhythms are roughly 24-hour biological cycles regulating sleep, alertness, digestion, hormone release, and temperature. They are endogenous, meaning they originate within the body, yet they depend on external signals to stay aligned. When synchronization fails, performance drops, mood destabilizes, and sleep becomes fragmented. The master clock resides in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a cluster of neurons in the hypothalamus. It receives direct input from the retina. Light entering your eyes each morning recalibrates this clock. Without that signal, timing drifts later each day, a phenomenon observed in controlled laboratory isolation studies. Morning light suppresses melatonin and raises cortisol at the correct time. This cortisol rise is not stress, it is activation. To leverage this mechanism, step outside within 30 minutes of waking for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Outdoor light intensity far exceeds indoor lighting and stabilizes your internal timing. At night, melatonin secretion increases as light diminishes. However, artificial illumination, especially blue-enriched LED light, delays that release. Reduce overhead lighting 2 hours before bed. Shift to warm, low-intensity lamps. This environmental signal informs your brain that biological night is approaching. Body temperature follows a circadian pattern as well. Core temperature declines in the evening, facilitating sleep onset. A warm shower taken 60 to 90 minutes before bed paradoxically accelerates cooling afterward through peripheral vasodilation. This assists the natural temperature drop required for sleep initiation. Meal timing also communicates time of day. Late heavy meals can delay circadian phase by signaling metabolic activity. Aim to finish dinner at least 3 hours before sleep. If hunger persists, choose a small protein-dominant snack rather than high sugar, which may disrupt overnight stability. Consistency anchors rhythm. Waking at widely different times on weekends creates social jet lag, shifting internal clocks without travel. Protect your wake time within a 60-minute window daily. Even if bedtime varies slightly, a stable wake time preserves circadian alignment more effectively. Shift work demonstrates the cost of circadian disruption. When light exposure contradicts biological night, metabolic and cardiovascular risks increase over time. While not everyone can change work schedules, controlling controllable factors, dark bedrooms, fixed meals, and light timing mitigates some physiological strain. Darkness must be complete. Even small light sources, standby LEDs, or street glow, can reduce melatonin amplitude. Evaluate your room at night. If you can see clearly, it is too bright. Blackout curtains and covered electronics create an environment aligned with biological expectations. Caffeine interacts with circadian timing by blocking adenosine receptors. Although it does not directly alter the master clock, late consumption masks sleep pressure and shifts bedtime later. Establish a cutoff at least 8 hours before planned sleep to prevent unintended phase delays. Exercise reinforces circadian rhythm when timed appropriately. Morning or early afternoon activity advances alertness patterns. Intense late-night workouts may elevate core temperature and sympathetic activity, delaying sleep. If evenings are your only option, conclude sessions at least 3 hours before bed. Travel across time zones produces desynchronization because internal clocks adjust gradually, approximately 1 hour per day. To adapt faster, seek morning light when traveling east and evening light when traveling west. Light is the primary lever available for accelerating adjustment. Adolescents naturally experience delayed circadian phases due to developmental biology. Early school times conflict with this shift, while structural schedules may not change. Limiting late-night screen exposure and ensuring morning light can partially counteract biological delay. Stress disrupts rhythm by elevating evening cortisol. Cognitive rumination prolongs sleep onset and fragments REM cycles. Implement a structured wind-down ritual, write unresolved tasks on paper. Dim lights, and practice slow diaphragmatic breathing for 5 minutes to signal closure of the day. Naps influence circadian stability depending on timing and duration. Short naps before mid-afternoon may restore alertness without shifting night sleep. Late naps, however, reduce homeostatic pressure and delay bedtime. If you nap, limit duration to 20 to 30 minutes. Irregular exposure to light at night, television glare, phone scrolling, creates conflicting signals. Use device night modes and reduce screen brightness after sunset. Better yet, designate the final 30 minutes before bed as screen-free to strengthen the association between darkness and sleep. Jet lag-like symptoms can occur without travel. Staying up excessively late for several nights accumulates phase delay. Recovery begins by re-establishing morning light exposure and consistent wake time, not by sleeping in indefinitely, which perpetuates misalignment. Circadian rhythms interact with sleep stages. Deep non-REM predominates earlier in the night, while REM intensifies toward morning. When bedtime shifts too late, you compress or lose REM-rich periods. Protecting consistent sleep timing safeguards both physical and cognitive restoration. Your body does not guess when it is night. It measures light, temperature, feeding patterns, and behavior. When signals align, sleep feels natural. When signals conflict, insomnia and fatigue emerge. Alignment is less about force and more about coherent environmental cues. Thank you for spending this time with Night Rhythm. Circadian rhythm is not abstract biology. It is a daily system you can train. Light deliberately, eat intentionally, protect darkness, and anchor your wake time. When you respect internal timing, sleep follows with greater precision. We'll see you in the next episode.